Demario Davis versus Derrick Henry battle. Just a couple of numbers here. Demario Davis is the only player with 100+ tackles and 10+ tackles for a loss in each of his past 6 seasons. Derrick Henry, on the other hand, as we know, even if there's 8+ defenders in the box, he had 133 carries there. And just his yards after contact, he is somebody who is just a bully on the field. And not only are they going to have to worry about Derrick Henry, they got to worry about Tajay Spears as well. But let's stick with that Demario Davis-Derrick Henry battle. Who wins that battle?
I mean, it's hopefully it's Demario, but like that's the whole front. I mean, the man is a bowling ball. It's like literally like playing like 8-pin bowling. If you're putting 8 in the box, like he's going to go through and just hopefully he doesn't just bully everybody over. But it's going to take a total effort. And if Demario has success, it's because they're having success up front with Colin Saunders and Nathan Shepard moving the line, creating lanes for guys to run through, and then Demario can flow and make the tackle. So it's in a sense, it is those two, but like it is so much more than that, because that stat says it all. Like you put 8 in the box and you're still not necessarily going to win. And there just aren't a lot of guys like that. And that's why they're so challenging to play. And that's why Marshawn matters so much in this game, because you can move an extra guy in the box. If you can move a safety off of Marshawn's side of the field, trust him to handle it. Now you aren't susceptible to some of the deep stuff, because you can shade your other safety to the other side of the field, and that allows you to execute your game plan and maybe get that extra guy on this giant that's going to be running the ball at you all day.
Unbelievable. And I love Demario's quote. He said he's the biggest guy. He said there's nobody else, because Demario's only the Saints have never faced Derrick Henry. We said that earlier this week. Demario only faced him once when he was with Cleveland, and Derrick Henry was a rookie. So I said, but you faced other physical backs. He said, there's no one. There's no one else like Derrick Henry. He said he's the biggest back in the league, but he's also one of the fastest. And you stole my answer. I was going to say Marshawn versus Hopkins, that's a 1 versus 1 matchup. This is a 1 versus 8 matchup. And look, Pete Werner has to be a part of it too. But yeah, my big concern is all the things that we said about this run defense. It's our biggest question mark. A lot of guys, I like Colin Saunders, I like Nathan Shepard, but Brian Brzez's going to get tested. Peyton Turner's going to get tested. Carl Granderson's going to get tested. Like all those guys, and they're trying a little bit of a new technique. I mean, all it takes is for one of them to be over-aggressive, over-pursue, be caught out of position, and no one's going to make them pay like Derrick Henry's going to make them pay. So it's a scary matchup, and I also think the Titans are going to stick with it. I mean, the Titans could probably be down by 10, and they're still going to run. They know what it takes for that team to win the way that team is built. And it'll be Tajay Spears too, but I think we're going to see a ton of rushing.
Well, look, the good thing about the matchup, though, is we kind of mentioned earlier, it's coming early, like Derrick Henry. The Saints are like one of the best tackling teams the first 2 weeks of the season, the last 3 or 4 years. They only missed like 17 tackles in the first 2 games last year. Other teams were at like 35 at the top of the league. So I think they ranked 25th, like overall, like 25th meaning like best, like 8 from the bottom, whatever it is. 7 from the bottom. So they tackle really well early in the season. That's one thing Dennis Allen does well. And I asked him about it earlier this week, and he just had like this long answer about all the stuff they do and like how they practice the situations and all that stuff. So like, obviously I think you want to play Derrick Henry more in October when you've had like 6 weeks of hitting people. But I think as far as like teams that have to match up against them, the tackling aspect, knock on wood, like the Saints have been good at it early
I
in the
don't
season.
love the schedule that they have to face this team in week 1. But I think they're going to love that they get the extra day off after the game because of the Monday night game next week. The players will have 1 extra day off. There'll probably be some fresh bruises after this is the first guy they have to tackle this season.